It's your boy Paulo from the Six. You're now watching 416 interview.
When did you start creating music?
I probably started creating music roughly in like grade 8. First little music project I had was like English project. I think it was called Married to the Music. It was a poem at first.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I won like an award for it, and then I basically turned that poem into a song, and then gradually started like writing poems and turning them into songs. I say yeah, so it'd be like grade 8.
When did you start releasing it then?
Never really, to be honest, I always been behind the scenes of music. My brother's an artist as well. I used to manage him. His name's Young ZYK. Um, I've been producing. I don't know if you guys know artist Honey Cocaine. She's was in Tyga's camp. I started with doing stuff with her. I've been behind the scenes. Um, I've always rapped and stuff as well, but this year I'm actually coming out as an artist and pushing myself to the forefront. You know what I mean?
What made you like change from like working from behind the scenes to now being, at the forefront?
It would be I would say the people around me, like they were always saying I was a sick rapper. You're a sick artist. Like you're like people always gravitate towards me. So they're like, yo, bro, when are you gonna put out stuff? And then I'm just like, fuck. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it now myself. My brother, his my brother was doing his thing, but like. So I just my turn now. Oh, I was always very like I'm like a perfectionist. It's never really good enough for me to come out. Like I'll never release a song, you know. So it's just like people have to push me to like do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it now. Put together, have a team and stuff like that. So I guess now's the golden time, to take over.
What's the story behind your name? Pablo from the Six.
All from the six, man. That's crazy. Fuck. Bro, to be honest, a lot of people think it means something, or honestly, one day, I thought about it, and like when it comes to search engines and stuff like that, I wanted a unique name. Not only a unique name, but a name that looks good on paper, on clothing, and that when you search it, I will have my own search, like my own in the algorithm stuff. So Toronto being the six, I just randomly there's no meaning behind it. I just created it like if I were to create a song, I said Pablo from the six, put it all together as one, and then that's it. There's no real meaning behind it. It's not like some people think it's like Pablo Escobar or like. It's like no man. I just created a random name that want to look good on paper, and search it. I know that there's not another Pablo from the six like that. Yeah. So that's how I kind of came up with it one day randomly.
What's your creative process like when creating a song?
To be honest, the process is never really the same. Some days I go in there, I don't write anything down. I go through beats that people send me, and then I just punch in, and then I just make the song like that, part by part. Some beats I actually sit down and write to, like from start to finish, and then some songs I freestyle some, and then I write some. So like between those three processes, it's always changing. To be honest, I don't really have a set process. I just have to be inspired. If I'm not inspired, then I basically won't create anything. Just go to studio, listen to beats, or just chill out. But if I'm inspired, basically the beat, whatever the beat speaks to me, is how it goes. I don't even know, to be honest.
I know you have like a producer background, so I want to ask you, how picky are you when it comes to beats?
When it comes to beats, I'm pretty picky because the beats is what makes a song for me. So like if the beat doesn't move me, then I basically can't create a song. I can't force it. So like if I hear a beat and it's not hitting, and it's not like in the first 20 seconds, if I don't have something coming, like, then it's not gonna get done. I gotta go to the next beat. So I'm pretty picky. It takes me a while to find beats sometimes. Sometimes I go days, no beats are hitting. Sometimes in one day, like every beat's hitting, I'm just going crazy, you know?
Okay, another thing I wanted to ask you then. Have you ever created beats for yourself, like for you to like, make music over?
I haven't because I'm just way too picky, man. Rather, I would rather like make a beat for somebody else than myself, you know? And beats, I kind of got more frustrated with beats. The process of making beats is not fun for me. So I really don't care what beats anymore, you know? I rather just make the music, like rap, make music from start to finish. But beats, nah. I'm not like a crazy producer. My beats are not that hard, man. The beat game was just not for me, you know?
How long were you creating beats for then?
Probably like 2 years before I just went to management, managing artists, and then yeah, like artist development and stuff like that. Because I had a label and things, you know.
To be honest, I didn't know about this background about you having all these different like endeavors in the music industry, so I want to focus on that a little bit more. Could you maybe let us know like what was your like first kind of like job or like first kind of like venture into the music industry up until now, if that makes sense? Like give us like a little timeline of what you jumped from and stuff like that.
8 years ago, my brother, my little brother, he's an artist. That was the first kind of managing and helping him write and putting himself together under like my label, you know. So it'll be like 8 years, and then I was working with the Honey Cocaine, Sachita Sal. She got signed by Tyga, Last Kings. Um, and then I worked with so many artists. I worked with like an artist called Jay Matic. I've worked with an artist named Chuck, a producer, songwriter, super artist LC, um, a Jinx, this artist named Jinx. These are all like pretty big guys now in Toronto scene. Um, yeah, like I've been in rooms from like I'm just been around music. Music's just been my life. It's just I don't know, man. It's just been my life.
What was like the next step for you after managing your brother and like all these other artists?
Trying to get myself ready to launch as an artist, and take over this. Yeah, so I spent a lot of years developing myself to get to this point, to the point I'm at right now. I have currently 100 songs. I'm sitting on 100 songs. Not all of them are gonna come out, but I am sitting on 100 songs. I record often, all the time. Even if I don't put out music, I just have to record music. It's also therapeutic for me, so I'm always recording. But yeah, it would be working myself up to this point right here. The takeover, the up next is what we call it.
Did you ever work as like an audio engineer before?
I never had a job as an audio engineer, but I do know how to audio engineer. I taught myself how to audio engineer because I used to record myself and my brother and the other artists. So I do know how to audio engineer using Pro Tools. The first program I ever used to learn to mix and audio engineer was a program called Cool Edit. But I've used Cubase, Cool Edit, Pro Tools. I know how to. I know the mixing board. I know all the programs, all that stuff. I'm not just one of those guys that's in the studio and doesn't know what anything is.
How did producing fit into all of this? What made you start?
I really do not know what made me start. I was just kind of interested in it. Back then, YouTube, I started watching a lot of tutorials. I was eager to learn. Sat down, taught myself about compression, mixing, how to sit vocals, the programs, the interfaces, a mic. I never knew what anything was. I had to learn everything from scratch by myself. What a dynamic mic is, what a condenser mic is, how to plug them in, what an interface is. So I learned basically I'm self-taught on all the hardware. But there's nothing that really made me. I don't even know. I just was interested in it. I always liked music, and then I just wanted to make my own. Sat down, spent months and months and months teaching myself, and then yeah.
So as a manager, in your opinion, what do you think is like the most effective way to get like an artist's name out there? Is it through like promo pages, shows, collabing with people?
Currently, right now, I'm not managing any artists. I have a manager, but it would be multiple avenues in every avenue possible. But I would always go the social media route, Instagram, and sponsored ads, um, hard marketing, like going when you're on the road, telling people, "Yo, this is my Spotify, check me out," like things like that. But it would be definitely the internet. It would be social media. That's how you get it nowadays. Social media, getting into the algorithms. Blog pages are very important. Media pages are important because that's basically the only way in the city to compete with the big dogs. You gotta be on blog pages and stuff like that. So I would say number one would be blog pages. Number two, you need good music, and yeah, social media, like all social media, TikTok, Instagram. I use them all heavy. Facebook. I still use my Facebook. Yeah, I still use my Facebook. I still, all of that, because every platform has a different group of people. So to reach them all, you got to use everything. The music game's oversaturated.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask you because you have managing experience. I know right now you're trying to push yourself as an artist, and at being an artist, like, what are your next steps to get you to the next level?
Currently, right now, next steps to get to the next level. I'm gonna say again, social media. Music videos are very important. Music videos are almost more important than the audio song itself because everybody is visual. People like to see videos, right? You want to hear the artist, but you want to see who the artist is. Like, who's this guy rapping? Back in the days, you can go on SoundCloud and just put the audio, and that was cool. But now you need a lot of music videos. Music videos are like number one, almost more important than the song. Um, yeah. But I would say just following that method, music videos and social media, and creating catchy music and good music, being outside, being in the eye, being everywhere, events, any music events, festivals, all of those things, they all count. Because people like to see you outside. If you're not outside, people don't care.
Any advice for new artists since you've been in this game for what, like 8 years now?
Artists, I would say number one, what I learned, you can't do it by yourself. You need a team. Once I had a team and put together, I had a good team. I was able to produce a lot at a higher rate, because I can just focus on going to the studio and making tracks. I don't have to worry too much about like social media, doing this, doing that. Like everything is covered. My team, somebody does something, so I can just focus on making music and keep making music. So I would tell any new artist, bro, like try to get a team. If you can't get a team together in the beginning, start by yourself. That's how I started, and from there build. If somebody's good at graphic designs, lock him in. Be like, yo, bro, that's what I'm trying to do. You're good at graphics. I need a graphics guy. Or you're good at producing. You can engineer. Put together your little team, and because all these guys, all these big guys in these rooms that I'm in, they all have team. Everybody has a team. Nobody's doing it by themselves. I don't do it by myself. I have a team. So everybody has a team. Sometimes I feel like people overlook that. They think it's just, oh, this guy's so sick. Sometimes the artist is not sick. Sometimes his team's really, really sick and good. But yeah, a team is super important because all these guys have big teams and stuff like that. Yeah. So it'd be like, get a team together, guys, and just work your ass off, man, and try to be innovative. Try to be different. Like, everybody kind of does the same thing. They go that way. I'm trying to go this way because everything I find right now in music is so repetitive and it's so boring that, like, when I step out this way, they're like, oh, who's that? Who's that guy? Something different.
Any new projects people should look out for?
Yeah. In the first quarter of the new year, I'm about to drop my album. It's called Money Motivated. Basically, it's grind music. It's music you can drive to. And it doesn't have to be selling drugs or trapping. It could be selling drugs, trapping, and working. Money motivated. It's all around. It's not like a one thing. If you go to work every day, you're motivated. It doesn't matter if you're making $15 an hour. If you're hustling, you're doing 80 hours a week. You're money motivated. You're grinding out. My new project, I'm probably gonna have 15 songs, 12 songs. I'm not too sure, but a lot of the songs are gonna be grind music, like hustle music, get up, like feel good, drive to music you can drive to and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be dropping in the new year, probably January, February. It's already done. I'm just mixing a lot of songs, basically. Probably gonna add.
Any music videos coming with it?
Oh yeah, music videos. Yeah, I'm behind on music videos, but I have to shoot like at least 6 music videos. But yeah, I got one with my boy LC. We're supposed to shoot. Hopefully, we can shoot it in the UK. I got another. I have so much songs. Like I said, I'm sitting on 100 songs. It's just narrowing down. I want to shoot a video for all of them. They're all my babies, But like just narrowing it down, like. So there's gonna be at least 6 music videos. At least 6 dropping in the new year.
My niggas tryna save the trap money for Maybachs, and we be riding around. I'm tryna get the K. Yeah, all my dogs.